What's up, everybody? This is BakaBites. I'm Frankfurter. That is Magically Average. And today we are giving our reactions to the Anime Awards. Now, back in December, we gave our predictions for 5 different categories: Anime of the Year. I gotta pull up this thing because holy crap. Anime of the Year, Best New Series, Best Ongoing Series, Best Original Series, and Best Animation. So we're going to go through the list of all the categories starting from the bottom at Best Japanese Voice Performance and make our way all the way to Anime of the Year. But every time we stop on one of those 5 categories, we are going to be reviewing what we thought was going to be nominated and what actually got nominated. So without further ado, let's hop in because we've got 24 categories. Now, another stipulation before we really dive too farther deep into this. I know, I'm sorry. Uh, Keep in mind, this is from fall 2023 to fall 2024. So it's encompassing all of 2024 plus fall 2023. So
Yes.
you're going to see shows on here that are older that you were like, why is this nominated? You know now.
Yeah, and for anyone who doesn't understand the timing of things, it used to be fall to summer, meaning that the window of eligibility was October of 2 years prior, because they always name it Crunchyroll Awards 2025, even though the anime is eligible from 2023. So it's
Yeah.
October of 2023 to December 31st, 2024 is this year's eligibility, where it used to be fall to summer. So if it sounds weird, we're like fall to fall, and you're like, doesn't that make sense? It's like, no, we got an extra season of anime this time because they're finally moving to a calendar year. Thank God.
Yeah, and I really only think there's one show in here that was from the fall 2023, but
Yeah, but still,
we'll cover it when we see it. So again, without further ado, let's get into the categories. Best voice artist performance by a Japanese voice performer. We have Aoyuki for Apothecary Diaries. We have Atsumi Tanizaki for Freerin. By the way, the Apothecary Diaries is for Mao Mao. Freerin is for Freerin. And then we have Kenichi Suzumura for Braven, which is the big robot from Brave Bang Braven, which
yeah.
hilarious show if you've not watched it. Then we have Shion Wakayama for Momo and Dandadan, Sayaka Sembongi for Marcel in Delicious in Dungeon, and we have Natsuki Hane for Okorun in Dandadan. So those are your nominees this year. I feel like the only one that comes out of left field is
Yep.
the Brave Bang Braven. Like I
Yeah.
get it because I've watched a few of it. I'm like, yeah, no, it's over the top. It's funny. It's great. I get it. But at the same time, it's just like this is the odd man out in this category, and yeah. Um, I think you could replace it with a handful. I mean, anybody from Delicious in Dungeon, anybody else from Free Run, anybody like the main guy from Apothecary Diaries. Like you could replace this with a numerous amount of roles. So,
The best
but
voice
yeah,
acting is always hard too, I feel like. And a lot of the times it does go to new series, like whomever is voicing a character in a new series. So it's not surprising that you're not getting like a repeat, like season 3, you're not getting anyone from like ReZero or anything like that. I think people might get mad because Jinwoo from Soul Leveling is not on here, but I, I
yeah,
I think they've gotten enough nods in other categories where people aren't going to get too bent out of shape.
correct, Mundo. But that is your best VA for Japanese voice actor or actress. Um, Into the next category, we have best voice artist performance in English because we live in the States. We get just the Japanese voice actors and the English. There are more categories out there for different languages. So if you live in a different country, this may vary for you. Excuse me. But for best voice artist performance in English, we have AJ Beckles for Okarun in Dandadan, Elks Lee for Sung Jin Woo in Solo Leveling, Jesse James Grell for Armin Arlette or Arlette? I don't even know how fucking Armin. It's
Armin.
Armin from Attack on Titan final season, the final chapter, special 2.
Ugh.
Excuse me. Then you have Mallory Rodock for Freerin. I'm probably pronouncing all of these wrong, so I apologize. Mallory Rodock for Freerin in Freerin. Seri Natocheni for Alia, and Alia sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. And then Sungwon Cho for Senshi in Delicious in Russian.
Otherwise known as Pro ZD.
ProZD, yes, correct. If you did not know that ProZD was the voice of Senshi, now you do.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Again, we do have one fall 2023 series in here with Attack on Titan, the final season, the final chapter special too.
Yep.
Which, what the fuck? Why is this here?
I mean, Armin's role was probably the biggest. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna upset a lot of the diehard AOT fans, but Armin had more of a impact, I would say, in the final season, the final chapter, part 2. So it makes sense. And again,
Yeah.
with VA stuff, if you look at everything else, it's literally new series, returning series, new series, new series, new series. So it's not surprising that they threw in just one of the returning series as like a nod. Again, I feel like you could have given it to a lot of different voice actors. I thought the voice actor for Momo from Dandadan was good. I thought there was a handful of voice acting in some of the slice of life that I watched that was really good too. So, but I
Yeah.
this is always a toss up. I think it's great to see nods like AJ Beckles and Alex Lee and ProZD too, as well as Mallory Rodak, who I think this is one of her like biggest roles she's had in voice, like for anime voice acting, which is great. And then seeing a series like Alia always hides her feelings in Russian, like I thought the voice actor did a fantastic job as Alia. So
Yeah. I agree. Also, for your viewing and needing, we went to next, but that was the last category, so we need to go previous twice. Really dumb there,
oh,
but
was that?
yeah.
Oh, it
No,
was
it on the screen that we
on the
clicked,
screen. Yeah,
Japanese was the last one, and then
that's
we
what I
would go
thought.
back up. But yeah, it's really dumb.
Okay,
So we're going back in time. But
it's
anyways,
fine.
next category, best ending sequence. Now, turn your brain off real quick because you're gonna be like, "Ah, it's this song. It's this song. It's this song." It's not a song. It is sequence.
Follow the
It
words we're
is
saying.
it is the actual animation that correlates with the song as well. So it's not just song.
So okay,
There is a category for song. This is just sequence. This is for everything having to do with the ending.
this is where because I'm on your side. This is where
Yep.
a lot of the fans there's confusion. They always need to explain it. There is this little like asterisk thing up here, little information bubble, so you can click over it. And no one does. I will say in this situation, Crunchyroll is at fault because they, rather than just say the anime with the best ending sequence, they name the song in the
Yeah.
ending sequence. So that is on Crunchyroll.
You
That's
should have
their
just put
fault.
the show name and that's it.
Yep. Like for instance, the first one is for Ranma 1/2, but they put the ending song. Just say Ranma 1/2 best ending sequence. And what's crazy is the information bubble even says it's similar to the opening sequence with because it pairs design and music to delight and surprise. Often a place where the art style can be taken in entirely new directions. A great ending sequence lets viewers catch their breath and enjoy small moments with a character. Literally mentions song once in like just as a like it includes a song, but the ending sequence encapsulates all of it, the animation and into the credits, into the song, the whole shebang. So shame on you, Crunchyroll, for causing confusion because you literally explained it well and then you fucked it up in the actual descriptions.
Correctamundo. And with that, for the descriptions, we're actually just going to give the show names. I'm not going to read all these titles for songs, but you have Ranma 1/2, Oshinoko. I literally almost just wrote like red fucking burning. Oshinoko season 2, Elusive Samurai, Kaiju number 8, Solo Leveling, and Dandadan. So
Ending
those are your
sequences,
the ending sequences, like, there's you obviously know or which one I'm voting for.
yeah.
There's one clear winner in my mind, but, like, I other than Kaiju number 8, I don't remember the ending sequences to any of these. Even
El-
Dawn to Dawn, I
El-
don't remember.
Elusive Samurai had a good one. Dandadan was fine enough, but
I think I remember Elusive Samurai. It
and I
might be the
eh,
intro. It
eh,
might be the intro that I'm remembering.
oh, I was gonna say I'm speaking again strictly just the ending sequence, not the song itself, because I can't remember the song, but
Right.
the ending sequence was pretty solid. I will say though that I feel like Oshinoko, it's we can just say it. because I know it's yours. Oshinoko is going to get
Yep.
the nod because it has a purpose. I'll say it's one of the few types of like sequences, both opening and ending, that has a purpose, and those
Yep.
are rare to find, and it is impactful. For any of you who have watched Orb on the movements of the Earth, you'll know this from the opening sequence. Plural. Spoiler. What? Yeah. So
Do a spit take, but not really.
yeah, I think they're likely gonna give it to Oshinoko for the ending sequence. Again, not for the song. I didn't think the song was that great. It was a good song. Wasn't that great. Just for the
Yeah.
sequence itself.
Yeah, and the thing, just real quick to give it flowers, I really like the fact that it blends the song in with the end of the episode to like tell you
Yeah,
this is the
it
end of the
it
episode. Here are the
trails
credits,
in.
and then yeah, and then
Yeah.
it trails in wonderfully, and then it gives you a great ending sequence. Like I love that. But
Yeah.
those are your nominees for best ending sequence. We are going to move right along to best opening sequence, and again, did the same thing here. They gave the song names, did not give just the titles of the
It's
shows,
so
but and the description for what it is the same exact as the best ending sequence. So,
God.
best opening sequence, our nominees are Kaiju number 8, Mashal, Oshinoko season 2, Solo Leveling, Don Don, and One Piece.
Yeah, good for One Piece. I
One Piece. I think
Unfortunately,
it's
there is it's like similar to how you said like, hey, there's just a clear winner for ending sequence. In my opinion, there's a clear winner for opening sequence. And again, it's not even just the song. Like,
And this one to me, I feel like is a toss up, and it's again, it's going to be either Mashal or Dandadan.
yeah,
It's one of the
I
two
was gonna
because
say it's gonna be a creepy.
creepy,
It's gonna be a creepy
creepy
nuts
nuts.
song.
It's
Unfortunately,
going to be creepy nuts no matter
well,
what, but it's just a matter of which one
I
because both of them are wonderful, and both of the opening sequences, to be fair, are also very similar in different ways, but like both wonderful as well.
they matched the songs that were used. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and I shouldn't have said like unfortunately because I love creepy nuts. I love all the different
Oh yeah.
song like anime intros that they've done, as well as the ending sequences and then all their other, the discography for them. But yeah, it's just it's gonna be viewed the same way as the ending. It's gonna be which song is better, and then people are gonna get confused. Be like, wait, didn't I already vote about best anime song or best intro song? I already did that. So I think
And
Don
what's
Don. I think Don Don deserves the nod though, just purely for the artistic style they chose and just how. Because I'm gonna cheat a little bit by reading their information bubble. It's quirky mood, and it leaves a memorable opening due to its creativity and passion for the show. I think that exemplifies the opening for Dan to Dan, Don to Don, Doon to Doon, whatever.
DDD?
D D D D D D.
But, not to make things even more confusing, we have best score. So if you wanna you without reading it, just it's
Well,
basically the best, like, background music, like, all the music that it's not the intro and outro.
it's the soundtrack. Think of it as the soundtrack.
Right.
Like if you, yeah, for movies, for video games, whatever it is, just it for film, most and anime. I don't know why they do it just as well for anime, but like the score it includes the entirety of the soundtrack.
Correct. And luckily they again, since it's multiple songs here because it's a score, it's a soundtrack, they finally give us the actual names of the shows. So we
Hooray!
have Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, The Conflict, Dan to Dan, Demon Slayer, the Hashira Training Arc, Freerun, Look Back, which is our first movie here, and then Solo Leveling. Now, I feel like every year you and I were like, it's unfair to throw a movie in there because they have a bigger budget, etc. It's also a smaller experience, so it's a little bit easier to tell, and it's not repeating, and you're not getting annoyed
Yeah,
by something if it's really bad. Um, so while I say yes, it is kind of unfair to put a movie score in here. At the same time, I don't really care that much for this uh, particular take for the fact that Look Back is a 40-minute experience. It's a 40-minute short film, so it's not like a full
is it really
movie
only
where it's
40
like
minutes?
they've got you know
Is it really only 40
what?
minutes? I felt like it was like
Yeah.
just over an hour.
If you saw it in theaters, there was the interviews, and it was just over an hour.
Oh, well, that'll do it. That'll
Yeah,
do it.
so I believe the movie's 40 minutes, maybe closer to 50, but it's somewhere in that range.
40 minutes of pure
Um,
emotion.
Yeah, but there's it's difficult. Some of the scores for these shows I do remember, and I do remember well. Like I remember Dan to Dan's, I Freeren's look backs a little. The other three, I'm like, I don't remember any of this.
I
Even Bleach, I'm just like, they probably use the same songs, just remastered.
Bleach, it just they did something well early on, and they're gonna keep doing it, and I don't blame them for it. I always
Nope,
look to
not at
s-
all.
I always look at score like again, like similar to soundtrack, right? For video games, I want it if I'm gonna award one, I want it to be for a soundtrack that enhances the viewing experience. Like, and it doesn't have to be like anything magnificent. I'm not talking a grandiose orchestral enterprise of like every song is just a beautiful masterpiece. If it overpowers the viewing experience and it like becomes the main focal point, then it loses all of its impact, right? Because I look at a show like Freerun where it's like it gives that very adventure style
Flowy sound.
Tolkien-esque, like just wandering through the woods, meandering. You get your few fight sequences where it does intensify, but a lot of the times it's just very nice subtle background noise that fits the theme and the aesthetic of, where they're at. Same with Dandadan to a degree, right? Dandadan is just super goofy, but all the sound, like the soundtrack is just kind of in that same vein. Demon
Yeah.
Slayer, I don't. It's no. Solo Leveling had
Eh,
good moments of like it was impactful, but other than that, there wasn't too much beyond like a lot of like the intense fighting scenes and
yeah.
stressful moments. Again, Bleach is just a classic, but I agree. Like look back, I really want to give it to it because there are a handful of scenes in my head that I'm going through again, trying to not to cry. uh, and just like I remember the songs and like the orchestral everything about it like just being really strong. But beyond that, I'm like, was there a lot in between like, the kind of the middle layers of the movie? And I just can't remember. So this one will be hard, I think. I honestly think
Yeah.
this one will be hard. My top three would likely be Freerin, Look Back, and Dan to Dan. But I could see it going to Bleach just because again, it's like it's just so classic. Just the ba 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 ba, and you're just like, "Oh, some shit's gonna happen. They're gonna fight the Quincy's / German army. Like, oh, what, is it gonna be their fifth form or sixth form? You know something's going down. Like,
God,
just get your heart racing.
Bleach just straight up turns right into Yu-Gi-Oh with trap cards all over the fucking place. It's like, God damn it, I
It's
missed
great,
you,
and
Bleach.
they use a great soundtrack to really like push it forward, like give it that little
Accentuate it.
bit
Yeah.
of force. Yeah. So this one will be
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, it'll be difficult, but I'm going for Rin, so that's just my opinion. I like how we also discussed we're not going to give our votes, and then you're just like, you know what? I'm going to give my
We can
nod
give
to
a
this, and I'm just like, all right, we're going for it.
in fairness, I said we're giving opinions on certain ones. So,
Fair enough.
like in
Okay,
this case,
moving on to our last musical category, we have Best Anime Song. Now, this is finally like, okay, what's the best song that came out? Is it like in the show? Is it the intro? Is it the outro? What was the best song? So this one is more of like, hey, you were looking for best song, here it is. So we have Abyss, which is for Kaiju number 8, Bling Bang Bang Born for excuse me, Mashal, Fatal for Oshinoko season 2, Level for Solo Leveling, Odonoke for Dandadan, and The Brave for Freerun.
was the
Now for me,
was the Brave
what
season the core 1 or core 2? Because I actually liked core
I
2s
don't
more.
remember.
I liked core
I
2s more.
couldn't tell you. But yeah,
It doesn't
no,
matter.
like
It's not gonna win.
no, it's gonna be again another Creepy Nuts victory here with either Bling Bang Bang Born or Ononoke. Which is it's
Bling
again, this
bang
is a
bang
toss
bling
up in
bang
my
bang
opinion.
bling
It's one of the
bang
two,
bang.
and the third place is nowhere close.
No,
So
I yeah, this one's an easy one to just kind of blow by, but again, exemplifies what we were just complaining about earlier. The song is different than the opening and ending sequence.
correct, correct. We're gonna move on finally from music. We're out of the music categories. We are finally into the meat and potatoes of the actual animes.
Well,
let's move. Well, for now,
The
let
first few.
I say that, and then we're in the must protect at all costs character. So, this is the character that it's just like, yeah, you must protect them at all costs.
It's
And
yeah,
if
it's
you haven't heard of this category, it's usually like the best girl, best boy, and then they condensed it into one. So,
yeah.
with that, we have Anya Forger from Spy Family season 2, which again, this is a fall 2023 show, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Season 2, Core 2. So you have Anya Forger, Frieren, Okarun from Dan, Senshi from Delicious in Dungeon, Tokiyuki Hojo from Elusive Samurai, and then Yuki Itose from A Sign of Affection. Which I'm glad that they got the nod there. I'm glad that they're in there.
Eh.
But this one is again, it's going to be the popular vote. It's probably either going to be Anya or Okarun, but I would love it if Senshi
I was
won.
gonna say the one thing that you can always hold out hope for anime fans to band together on is a meme vote. And I feel like the meme vote here is Senshi.
Yeah.
Because everyone wants bearded cooking daddy to be the one that they protect at all costs. Even though out of all the characters, he's probably the one that needs the least amount of protection. Well, no, sorry, Frieren. Frieren needs the least amount of protection. What the hell am I saying? She's a 1,000-year-old elf. I lied. It's Frieren. But I feel like just him as a character, people are just like, yeah, he needs to stick around. We need to team up and make sure that he's never gets hurt. No hair on his big chin or noggin gets harmed one bit.
Yeah. No, I agree. I do hope that Senshi wins because he is the cooking daddy and we all
Yeah.
love cooking daddy.
It is funny
And
to look
you,
at.
the amount of diaper shots we get from him are fantastic.
I wasn't gonna bring that up. It is funny though. To looking at this list and I'm like, there's really only two characters that actually make sense, which would be Anya and Yuki. Because I'm like, Frieren, 1,000-year-old elf. Okarun has basically like demon powers. Senshi can handle himself, and then Tokiyuki Hojo is really freaking strong. Like he led an army of people to fight against an actual army.
Yeah.
Like there's only two that make sense. So give it to the meme. Give it to the diaper daddy. The
Diaper daddy Senshi.
cooking diaper daddy. Yeah.
Oh boy. Anyways, we are going to move on to our next category, best supporting character. As it said, it's just who's the best side character in the series. It's not necessarily the main. They could be similar to the main character, which it's kind of interesting. There's a debate here because first category, or the first nomination is Fern from Frieren, which you can think of as a main character, which as of all intents and purposes to the story right now,
Yeah.
because I don't know where the story goes, how like what roads it takes, but Fern is a main character in my opinion. She is not a
Yeah.
supporting character.
Yeah.
So that one was kind of like, okay, but sure. But you have Fern from Frieren, Beyond Journey's End, Himmel from Frieren, Jinshi, who I would consider a main character in Apothecary Diaries, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Jinshi from Apothecary Diaries, Seiko from Dan, which that one makes sense. She is a side character. Senshi from Delicious in Dungeon, which again, honestly, main character just from the fact that he's part of the main crew.
Yeah.
And then you have Turbo Granny from Dan, so solid side character. But it's weird. It's like you have three characters in here that should theoretically be main characters, in my opinion.
I yeah. I do want to point out first off, because it's going to be a repeating theme for the rest of this award preview or reactions. There are only 4 anime in this category because 2 of the slots are taken up by 2 characters from the same show.
Correct.
So a little annoying from that regard because there are so many anime that came out in the last.
Do you guys like Dan, Frieren, Apothecary Diaries, and Delicious in Dungeon?
Well,
Get ready, you're gonna get more of it.
Not to mention solo leveling.
They're not in this category, so
No,
I left them
I
out.
know. But I look at Turbo Granny because I used your same because I agree with your approach to this category in that like you have to look at the anime at large, and it's like Senshi joins the crew in like episode 2 or 3, like really early on, and it's just stuck
One.
around. Was he
Pretty sure he was in at the end of episode 1.
at the end? But he
'Cause
he like fully joins in like starting 2. It's like that's where you're like, okay, he's gonna probably stick around, right? So Senshi joins in almost at the very beginning. You have Fern. I want to say at the end of episode 1, because there's the whole sequence that we go through. Himmel, I guess the most accurate for supporting ish.
Yeah.
Right, because he's not in the
like,
main group, but also he's like, you know, don't want to spoil anything, but you're gonna find out early on. Jinchi,
he appears throughout.
yeah, Jinchi I view the same way. He's basically a part of the main group. He's in the goddamn like title.
He's the
card.
main love interest, for fuck's sake.
You take that back. Mao Mao would never be in love with a eunuch.
He's one of the main
frog be gone.
Yeah.
But
like Jinchi is in every episode.
Yeah, but I agree with that approach where it's like I would look at the character, a supporting character is someone who's not a part of like the main core of cast for the anime, and it like comes in at time to time or like has like a frequent role, I would say, but not like, for example, for Apothecary Diaries, because core 2 just started in the opening sequence and ending sequence gave like small hints. Characters like Xiaolin, I think, and Shusi, I think her name is. They're both like the two of the servant girls. One's like really into bugs, the other one loves eating. Those are supporting characters. Because that's kind of her. Don't give me that face. That's her.
even Jinshi's like butler / bodyguard is a side character.
You could even say like the courtesans, right? Like the main 4 courtesans are supporting characters to a degree because they have frequent roles that come back, right? They're always referenced, but they're not a part of like the core group that's always in focus. So this one always upsets us too, because last year for the awards, I want to say like best main character they put Yuji, and best supporting they put both Gojo and Geto or something like that. It was something weird. They put Gojo and Geto as best supporting. That's like, well, technically Hidden Inventory was the only one that was eligible, and they're both technically, they can't both be supporting each other like that. Calm down, all of you stands out there that want to marry them.
Last year for best supporting was Rengen from Mob Psycho 100 season 3. Hange or Hange, whatever the hell the fuck you pronounce it. Yeah, Hanji. Attack on Titan final
she's
season,
a supporting character.
She's
a supporting character.
Kana Arima from Oshi-no-Ko, Power from Chainsaw Man, which similar thing. She's part of the main cast. Satoru Gojo and Suguru Geto.
Yeah, like they're both like, how are they both supporting characters if they're literally the main focus point for all of the Hidden Inventory arc? Like this one's always just over the board. I think they focus on like who they deem to be the quote unquote main character, and they stick to the approach of like there can only be one main character, and then they go Highlander, then they kill off the rest. But yeah, this one's a toss-up, honestly. I feel any of these can win. I feel like it's going to go to Jinshi. Rightfully so, I guess. I feel like he's probably but he doesn't...
No, this is not going to any... as much as I love Apothecary Diaries, no. He's not winning anything. This series is not winning anything. It's either going to go to Fern, Turbo Granny, or Seko.
Remember this point in time. All you listeners,
somebody clip it because
Apothecary Diaries ain't winning shit apparently.
No, so. Unfortunately not. I love the series. I don't think it wins anything because this is the popularity. This is the popularity awards, and it wasn't as popular as Ririn or Dan, and hell, even Delicious in Dungeon. I would say it's not as popular.
We'll get through the next few categories pretty quick. I want to just stay here because you made a very bold claim, and I'm going to counter it by saying if you go online, you will be surprised as to how many people actually don't like Frieren. It is quite shocking. I feel like Apothecary Diaries has a chance to sneak away with 2 categories, and you can hold me to that. How about that?
Let me put an asterisk on it that voice acting does not count.
Well, okay, that's fine. Understandable.
I'm gonna put an asterisk that voice acting doesn't count, but the rest of the categories, I don't think it wins a single thing. Unfortunately,
I'll stick to my guns and I'll say it's gonna win 2, and not including voice acting, it'll win 2.
And moving right along, we have best main character. We have Frieren from Frieren, Kafka Hibino from Kaiju number 8, Momo from Dan Da Dan, Okorun from Dan Da Dan, which your point of just now of,
Just
hey,
like
there's only one
why?
main character. It's like, no, there's
Why?
two. Mao Mao from Apothecary Diaries and Sung Jin Woo from Solo Level. Now, I think this is going to either Momo or Okorun. Like, I think there's no doubt in my mind.
Bold theory. Cannibalism. Dan Dan fans are gonna be split between Okarun and Momo. What's that do to cuts the votes in half? Who's gonna emerge? Mao Mao.
No, doubtful, but it is what it is.
You're confident. I can't wait to just
Dude,
right on your
the
desk.
amount.
Just shit
This
right
is
on
like
your
the third
desk.
year. This is the third year that at least I'll be watching it live. You may not be because you're probably at
I'm
a
gonna
con.
try. I'm gonna try.
You'll
We'll
try,
try.
but if I've learned anything, just pick the popular show. Just pick the most popular show and stick with it.
The darkness
Those
has captured your heart, Sora.
It has. It really has. The bees, Sora. The bees.
Go to the
Moving
light,
right along.
Sora. All right.
Moving along from best character or best
Yay!
main character, we have best slice of life. Which
Yay!
honestly, like, thank God this category actually is good, except
Yeah.
for I would say one pick in here. So let's go through it. We have Laid Back Camp Season 3, Machine, Too Many Losing Heroines, Mr. Villain's Day Off, which I know you're very high about,
Yay!
My Dear Friend Nokotan, Sound Euphonium 3, and The Dangers in My Heart Season 2. Of all the things that are in here, why the fuck is My Dear Friend Nokotan in here?
I mean, it's technically
I watched it, and yeah, like, it's funny, it's got the comedy, and it's just like, but, like, as a show, this is not good.
No, it's not.
This is not good at all.
No, it's not good. Yeah. I feel like they put it in because it has a lot of notoriety online for just all those meme moments of like the first couple of episodes. So they're like, let's just throw it in, give it a nod. The people will like it. Give the people what they want. I'm just super happy for an anime that I talked about very highly when it was airing and absolutely adored, but heard diddly dingus on the entire time it was out. So happy to see Mr. Villain's Day Off get the
Get a nod.
get the
Get a-
nomination. It
Yeah.
makes my heart so happy because that one is just a joy to watch. That is like Mr. Villain's Day Off is the epitome of just like it's raining outside, wrap yourself in a blanket, put on an anime, and just vibe with that cozy feeling of like I'm cozy and I want to watch something cozy. It just gives that perfect amount of like being at peace and just I can relax and rest
don't
my
disagree
weary
with
soul.
you.
It's such
really
a
don't-
delight.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I really, really, really wish they would have replaced My Dear Friend Nokotan, because
There's a lot that it deserved it more.
outside of the intro, which honestly, now that I think about it, how it didn't get a nod for best opening sequence is beyond me. That's also kind of interesting.
Here's the thing: the opening sequence, not that great. Everyone just liked the song, and the song wasn't even that great too. It was just catchy.
Yeah, I know it was. That's why it's a good song.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this one, I'm
This one's
really
tough.
torn.
This one's tough.
Really torn on this one because there's two in here that I've watched that I thoroughly enjoyed. The rest I have, like, I've watched 3. Haven't watched the other 3. I haven't watched Laid Back Camp, haven't watched Sound Euphonium Season 3, and I haven't watched Mr. Villain's Day Off. But I did watch My Dear Friend Okotan, which is just bottom of the barrel, Machine, Too Many Losing Heroines, and then Dangers in My Heart Season 2. I really like those two, and I think Machine, in my opinion, kind of takes it as a slice of life, because I think Dangers is a better romance rather than slice of life.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, and that's why, like, biased opinion, it's not going to win. I feel like Mr. Villain's Day Off deserves it, though, because Machine and Dangers, in my mind, are both more romance anime than they are slice of life. Because a lot of the episodes, I feel like a lot of episodes of both, though, revolve around some level of romantic interest, whether it be like the main character and like the 3 girls, or all the side characters that are actually in relationships that they kind of like we get glimpses into, right? Like the entirety of the first season is just built around relationships, right? And building some, losing some, growing from some. Mr. Villain's Day Off is just slice of life. Dude goes to the zoo about 20 times a week. Dude is a villain. He goes and fights people, and then he like comes across him in the streets, and he helps him. He gives him directions. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Power Ranger base type dude. I know we're supposed to be mortal enemies, but today is my day off, so I'd appreciate it if you just like let me go. I have a cake at home waiting for me and some panda videos I need to watch. So, toodaloos." That's
See,
slice of life. That's just
the one
cozy.
so I've been trying to rack my brain, like, what would I replace my dear friend Nokotan with? And it's
A
by no means
ton.
is this show even like, I wouldn't even categorize it as great, maybe like borderline good. It's good to average, but fuck, bartender, Glass of God. I would have thrown that in here.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. I mean, you can give the nod. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna panic, try to scroll through and see what I could find. But there's
I
a. I
know,
mean,
I'm
there's a
doing the same
handful.
fucking thing.
There's a handful, and I really being like the self
Oh,
prescribed slice of life man. I feel like I should know a couple off the top of my head. But in fairness, it's
Hokkaido Gals could have been on there. That's more romance than anything.
yeah. I was gonna say. Well, it's hard because like
No, I found it. I know what should have been on there. Fuck, dude.
tell it to
'Tis
me.
Time for Torture Princess.
That's a good one. That's a good
That
slice of
should have
life
been
one.
on there.
Tis time for
That should
torture
have
would have
been
been
on there.
perfect. You're right. Yeah, I feel like unfortunately because the slice of life category is new, if I'm not mistaken. I think slice of life is one of the new
Um,
categories, or am I wrong?
I will double check that. I
They
don't
did
remember.
release they released new categories this year, but all I was gonna say is I feel like the problem that we get with slice of life is that it gets melded with romance from time to time because a lot of the times the romance manga. Well, yeah, that's true that too. But the romance anime sort of leak into the slice of life as well, which I mean
Yeah,
it makes sense though because they're kind of they're built for one another. But when I look at an anime category like best slice of life, I look for one that's just pure day-to-day slice of life. Like we laughed at the category when we were reading through the upcoming season, the new tag on live chart that's cute girls doing cute things.
yep.
Like that's what I would consider a slice of life, right? Like
So
for
this
instance,
this real quick, the slice of life category was introduced in 2018, taken away, and
oh,
then reintroduced last year.
hey, okay. So I wasn't going too crazy. But here would be my vote, and we're going to talk about it in a little bit. My vote would be jellyfish can't swim in the night. Something like
Yeah,
that too. That's kind of a
that's also
slice of
another good
life.
one.
Yeah. So this one, I hope it goes to the three that we've kind of put at the top: Makane, Dangers, or Villain. If Dear Nokotan comes out on top, then I know the meme people are too strong and they need to like be reined in a little bit.
I honestly think it might, and I'm really scared about it. So we're just gonna move on.
Don't let the darkness take control of you, Sora.
The
Sora,
bees, Sora.
Look
If you
out.
don't know what I'm referring to as the bees, go look up Jello Apocalypse.
No.
So this is kind of this is Kingdom Hearts or kind of
God,
Kingdom Hearts, whatever.
God damn it.
Moving on, next category, best drama. We have, and honestly, I'm like, thank God, we actually have some like good.
Yeah.
This is probably the best and most competitive category in my opinion. So
Yeah.
we have Sign of Affection, Dead Dead Demons, DDDDD Destruction, which is a show that I have put on my backlist and I have just yet to start. I really need to watch it.
Mm.
Frieren Beyond Journey's End, Oshinoko Season 2, Pluto,
Yay.
and The Apothecary Diaries. I mean, for me, I think for you and me, we're both on the same train here. It's Pluto. Like
Yeah.
for sure, Pluto. It is one of the best anime, let alone shows released in the past decade, if not couple decades. Um,
Mhm.
I think that it is a magnificent drama show. Like it's not necessarily a murder mystery, but kind of a murder mystery
Yeah.
drama.
It's
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 so good.
from the creator of Monster and 20th Century Boys. I think they also did 20th Century Boys.
They did.
Yeah. So wonderful, wonderful series. But I do agree. I think this is a very competitive category, but I do feel like there's a couple that probably don't deserve it. Like I wouldn't consider Fear in a drama. I wouldn't consider A Sign of Affection a drama more than they would like a fantasy for Fear and a romance for A Sign of Affection. But
Yeah.
like Dead Demons, Day Destruction, Oceano sure. Apothecary Diaries, yeah, I guess, and then Pluto, sure, like for sure. Like those would
Yeah.
be more in line with like drama, but
So
I'm
I
hopeful
could
it gets the nod. Fingers
now
crossed.
that I actually see all these nominations, this is the one that I think Apothecary Diaries could pull out. If any of the categories, this is the one. Because again, it's a
You're dashing
Crunchyroll award. It's the
everything. Yeah,
popular award.
no, I know, but like it's the one category I'm like, oh, good. Like like the one that I feel like deserves it will win it. And you're like, well, this is the one that Apothecary might sneak away. And I'm like, God, you're just so pessimistic.
I am.
You're
We're going to review
unforgivable.
this episode. We're gonna review this episode once the Crunchyroll awards come out,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
happen,
yeah,
and we're
whatever.
both gonna be like, "God damn it, every time, every year, why do we do this to ourselves?"
Whatever. The darkness,
Moving on
Sora.
to a new category,
Oh,
best
this is
isekai anime, because god damn it, fuck you, Demon Slayer, every year stealing best
ruining
fantasy
it.
away from Mushoku Tensei. We finally get best isekai, which, to be fair, there's one on here where I'm like, "Huh?" But we'll get to it. Your nominations are Konosuba Season 3, Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation Season 2, Core 2, which again, fall 2023,
Yep.
ReZero Season 3, which is just the first
6, 7 episodes.
three-fifths? Three-fifths? No, it was like the first 10.
The 10 episodes there.
It was something like that.
Let's
I'll look it
let's
up. Yeah,
split the difference. We'll say like 9.
sure. Shangri-La's Frontier Season 2, which that does not belong in this
How is
category
that an isekai?
whatsoever. The video game world. Ooh, uh, no, he can freely get out of the video
It's
game.
like,
It's not an
yeah.
isekai.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad Isekai, which it has it in the title, and then that time I got reincarnation as a slime. Season 3. You and I were both on the same page. We know what deserves this win. I don't think it wins again. Again. Again, I don't think it wins.
I don't think it wins strictly from the standpoint that it
You have
was,
Konosuba and ReZero.
well, yeah, that too. But I feel like a lot of people, because it came out so long ago, a lot of people forget and they're like, wasn't that just like the part where he cheats? And you're just like, there was more and there was some emotional bits, but yeah, I guess. Versus like you have Konosuba season 3, so the big comeback, right? And then ReZero season 3, which is an even bigger comeback. So yeah, this is
Yeah,
just Mushoku Tensei can't catch a break basically. Like every time
it really can't.
you're like, "Oh, it's strong. It's got to take it, right?" Nope, Demon Slayer comes in, swoops in cuz there's no isekai category. It always just one fantasy for some reason. And then when we finally got a dedicated category that we're like, "Oh, shoe
It
in.
can
They
win.
must win." It gets paired up against very strong, very good anime. So yeah, I was also confused when I saw Shangri-La Frontier because even though I never watched it, I have watched the first couple episodes, and I'm like, pretty sure that dude just puts on a helmet and can take it off. It's not like Sao or like
Oh,
Overlord or something.
the whole ending of well, I guess core 2 of season 2, which is really weird that they don't have core 1 because core 2 was in winter 2025.
That's odd.
Or core 2 was yeah. So good job, Crunchyroll. Again, golly, you had one job, one fucking job.
Yeah,
Anyways,
leave him alone.
yeah, no, he literally leaves the helmet and goes to a professional tournament. Like he wanders
What an
around. He's just
isekai!
out in the world. It's an isekai.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, I think you and I we desperately want Jobless Reincarnation season 2 core 2 to win.
Oh,
Dude,
congratulations, ReZero on your win.
The Father's Day episode just will
Stop.
forever be stuck in my mind.
Yeah.
Moving on to best action anime. This one is also a doozy. We've got Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, The Conflict, Dan to Dan, Demon Slayer, Hashira Training Arc, which there's barely any action in there. Kaiju number 8, Solo Leveling, and really happy this made the list. Windbreaker.
Mm-hmm.
Windbreaker season 2 just started, so if you've not watched if you're unsure of it, like, watch season 1 and then season 2 just started. I adore that show. I think that show was a lot better than it deserved to be, and I'm very happy I watched it. But this is again the popular awards. I think Dan to Dan's gonna win this. If not, maybe Solo Leveling,
I was gonna say,
maybe Demon Slayer.
I feel like Solo Leveling is gonna take it.
I think this is Dan to Dan's category to lose.
Agreed. I mainly agree because so We haven't brought it up yet. I feel like it deserves to be brought up now because it's going to be a factor when we analyze the top categories, we'll say, like the cream of the crop ones.
Right.
There is going to be the problem of recency bias because a lot of people are going to look at season 2 of Solo Leveling, the first core of season 2 for Apothecary Diaries, and be like, "Oh my god, like these are great. Like it has to get the nod." And again, remember, disclaimer to everyone, even though no one's going to listen to this, they are the only eligible seasons for Solo Leveling is season 1. The only eligible season for Apothecary Diaries is season 1, which is 2 cores, but it's only season
Mhm.
1. But due
Well,
to
there
the
is no
fact,
season 2 of Free Run, but yeah.
well, yeah, well, no, not Free Run Apothecary Diaries.
Okay.
Yeah. But people are going to take into consideration what's happened in Soul Leveling because this last season was insane, as well as
Yep.
Apothecary Diaries, which has started off really strong and is only gaining more speed into core 2 of season 2 because it's still continuing on into spring. So like that's going to be a problem because when I look back at Soul Leveling the first season, I'm like, what were
It
all
was
the
fine.
fights? Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it was good. It was entertaining, but I'm like, I don't feel like it was impressive from the action piece, right? Demon Slayer, not even a question. We're not even going to talk about it. Does not deserve it. Kaiju number 8, it had good action, right?
Yeah.
But there's certainly going to be more to come. Coming from someone
Correct.
who's reading it and almost
I'm
caught up
caught
again.
up. Yeah.
Almost caught
I'm
up again.
caught up. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Bleach, we finally get like a season where well, I shouldn't say finally, but we're back to like the old shonen type of like battles take like 3 to 4 episodes. So it's like a lot of action, but not a lot of
And before they
progress.
end and before the battle ends, they move
Something
to a
else
different battle.
happens. Yeah. So it's like
Yeah.
not a lot of progress, but sure as shit is a lot of action from like each and every episode. But I do agree,
Yeah.
like this is the category where Dan should win it because they pace out the action really well, and there's a lot of different like fantastic fight scenes and sequences that are really
Yep.
memorable. But I can see them losing to a Soul Leveling or a Demon Slayer because Demon Slayer somehow comes in and
Because it's a
swipes the
popular
category.
award.
Yeah. Maybe Kaiju, but I feel like Soul Leveling is the easiest pick to swipe it away from Dan. Just again, given recency bias.
Agreed. Moving on, best comedy. We got to get through a few of these, so let's kind of just blow through some of these because I feel like this is not a
Ayo.
great category, and there's one clear winner. Best comedy, we have Delicious in Dungeon, Konosuba season 3, Mashal season 2, My Dear Friend Okotan, Ranma 1/2, and Spy Family season 2. As much as I want Delicious in Dungeon to win, this is Konosuba's category to lose.
Agreed. Not much more to
Cool.
say. Yeah.
Then we're gonna move on to best romance, which I am pissed at this category. This is
This
the
is so
worst,
strong.
the worst picks for this category I have seen in a very long time.
Well,
I would not put Ranma 1/2 in here. I would definitely not put Scott Pilgrim in here. Why the fuck is Scott Pilgrim in here?
yeah.
But for best romance, we have A Sign of Affection, Blue Box, Machine, Too Many Losing Heroines, Ranma 1/2, Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, and Dangers in My Heart season 2.
There's only one clear winner, unfortunately.
It's
I know there's a
I
strong
know.
push for Machine, but the Dangers in My Heart is like by and far the easiest winner.
And as much as I would like to put Blue Box into this conversation, this is season 1 core 1. It's not even core 2. They put Blue Box in, which implies all of it. It's core 1.
Yeah.
And core 1 focuses on the sports, core 2 is really focusing on the romance.
Yep.
But yeah, to me this is Dangers in My Heart season 2. I don't know who the fuck is going to win this. But why the fuck is Scott Pilgrim here? I'm going to move on before I look too much into that. Too much more into that. Best background art. So this is another new category.
Yay.
Something that you and I were very excited about. Just to kind of read the blurb real quick in case you don't know what background art is. The category celebrates the exceptional skill and artistry needed to craft the detailed, atmospheric, and often breathtaking environments that serve as the backdrop for anime narratives. These
Perfect.
backgrounds are
That's all we
crucial in
need.
setting
That's
and
all we need.
tone. Yada
Yada
yada yada.
yada yada yada.
Lovely. We've got Dan, Delicious in Dungeon, Demon Slayer, Freerun, Pluto, and Apothecary Diaries. A part of me is just like, fuck, I'm like, me voting, I'm putting it in Pluto. but I think
Yeah.
this is Freerun again.
It's
It's
so
either Freerun or Dan. I
so
feel like is the toss up.
this one's so hard. So, okay, when I think of a background art again, Apothecary Diaries, very pretty. Background art is forgettable. They do big pan shots of like the palace, the inner palace, outer palace. They do all that stuff. It looks great. It's grandiose, wonderful, whatever. But it's not memorable. Demon Slayer, no. Like extremely forgettable. 99% of the anime took place in the Hashira training arc sequences, which was minimal art of any kind. Okay, so no. Dandadan, fantastic animation, love Science Saru, but like background art, less so impactful, right?
Yeah.
Realistically, there's only three that make sense here: Delicious in Dungeon, Pluto, and Freerun. Like Delicious in Dungeon had like immaculate background art for all the different
Mhm.
dungeons, how everything was captured scene to scene, the different environments, again, going to the blurb, building like detailed atmospheric breathtaking environments through the background art alone. Like that encapsulates Delicious in Dungeon. It certainly does Pluto as well, just because we're getting like different vibrant scenes of like large cities to different planets and things like that. Like it's awesome. And then you have Freerun, which is built around the background art because it's just adventuring. Again, I said it when it aired. I'm going to keep reiterating it over and over. It's just The Hobbit. If you love J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit, not the movies, please keep this in mind, not the movies, the novel, where you can basically read 3 pages of Tolkien describing the imagery of a flower. Like that's what Freerun is. So it's built around and holds dear to its ability to draw you in with its background art. Those are the
Yeah.
three. And it's honestly flip a three-sided coin because I'd be happy with any of those three getting it because they rightfully deserve it.
Yeah. Flip a D3. See what you get.
There you
But
go.
yeah, I Delicious or Pluto would be my vote. It's really a toss up between the two.
Yeah.
Moving on, we have Best Director. We have Fuga Yamashiro for Dan, Haro Sodazaki for Demon Slayer, which why the fuck is that here again? Because again, that show was
Can't get
just
rid of
not
it.
great. Kiichiro Saito for Freerun, Megumi Ishitani for One Piece Fan Letter, Norihiro Naganuma for Apothecary Diaries, and Yoshihiro Miyajima for Delicious in Dungeon. And honestly, this one's going to One Piece for me.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people
100%.
I feel like a lot of people are going to pick it for One Piece too. I think
Like
again, this is one that it's rightfully deserved, right?
the- it like it's a 30-minute episode or a 24-minute episode, and it's absolutely breathtaking. If you've
Yeah.
watched half of One Piece, like you don't have to watch the whole thing because it only takes place up until fuck, why can I not think of the most impactful fucking arc, Frank? Water 7. No, not Water 7. Fuck. I can't remember it. But
There's so many. Just
oh,
I believe
yeah.
in you, kid.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia now. Jesus fucking Christ. It's Enies Lobby. Thank you. God damn. It is literally like the Enies Lobby arc. Like if you've seen up to there, watch this. It's phenomenal. It's absolutely breathtaking. It'll bring you to tears. It is so good. There's no other winner in my mind.
Yeah. Well, and this is a category too where you look at all the series and it's like I don't really know if it was so much the director that made the series better. Like it was different last year when we had, I think the director for Bocchi the Rock did get a nomination. And like
I
that
think they
one,
won.
I hope so. If I remember correctly, they did as well. But I don't want to
I'll look
be
it up.
confident in that. But like that's a situation where it's rightfully deserved because Bocchi the Rock is a 4-panel manga that took a lot of creative effort from the director to like develop into what became the anime for Bocchi the Rock.
Nope. Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 won.
Yeah, of course it was because it won like 12 or whatever categories, whatever. But it
Fucking-
did. But okay, but that was one where like you look at Bocchi the Rock and you're like, this is where it deserves it, right? Like
Yeah.
this is a heavy influence of the director making the anime that much better. A lot of these you look and you're like, yes, the director has an important role, no doubt, but the 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 beauty and the draw behind a lot of these is just purely the source material.
Yeah.
Apart from what they did with like, I feel like nominating the director for Demon Slayer, no offense to the person, this is not your fault. This is on the studio and the direction of how they were going to map out the episodes. Does not deserve even a nomination because they took
No,
8 chapters and made it into
8
8
episodes.
episodes. So a chapter an
And one of
episode.
them was a 45-minute episode.
Yeah, it like grow, and one of it was fucking Michael Jackson walking for 7 minutes in slow mo, different angles with smoke behind him. Legit, go back and time it, people. It was an ungodly, absurd amount of time. It like
Yeah,
embarrassing. So, yeah, this one is clearly a One Piece fan letter
it
nod.
should be. It should
Yeah.
be. Will it? We'll see. I don't think. I hope
No,
so.
hold out
Who
hope,
knows?
kid. Don't let the darkness take you, Sora.
The bees, Sora. Moving on, we have best character design. We've got Don Delicious in Dungeon, Demon
Oh
Slayer, Free
God,
Run, Kaiju number 8, and Apothecary Diaries. If
this is
you're sick of
Groundhog
hearing
Day.
those shows' names, you've got 5 more categories after this or
This
something like
is
that.
I keep bringing up Kingdom Hearts. This is turning into Kingdom Hearts. It's like they always introduce each other in the same way. Sora, Donald, Goofy, and it's like the same thing. Like, what's this category? It's Donanon,
Ah!
Freerin, Apothecary Diaries. How about this one? Donanon, Freerin, Apothecary Diaries. God damn it.
Yeah. Like,
No,
here's the thing. Like, I really don't know because, like, Demon Slayer, they
it's
literally
delicious.
reuse assets for all the side people. Apothecary Diaries is pretty damn good. Kaiju's pretty good too. Delicious in Dungeon,
Delicious.
though. Yeah. Delicious are,
Delicious.
it's,
It's got to be delicious because there's so many characters that have
and
like
creatures.
yeah, characters and creatures. Thank you. Because that is important to bring out too. Like all of the core bits that make up the cast of all Dungeon Meshi. Again, the actual people themselves, the dungeon, the adventurers alongside the monsters, like they're all beautifully designed and they have very unique concept art too behind them.
Yeah.
Why the hell is Demon Slayer in this category? They literally copy paste the same stupid, dumb, like blank expressionless face on all these like other Hashira who are
Students.
wildly
Not
undertrained compared to
not
most
Hashira,
everyone.
the
Oh,
trainees,
the
the
trainees,
trainees,
whatever.
not the
The
Hashira.
Slayer core. The Hashira,
You will get fucking
I
smited.
don't care. I don't care. The Hashira are you the only, I guess, unique pieces, but still everything else is just it basically looks like they went, how much budget do we have? 100? Let's put the slider on 99 for the Hashira and like we'll do the rest across the other like 50,000 different characters we have to build out for this show. All right. Yeah. Delicious
Yeah.
and Dungeon deserves it. I think Freerin is probably my second choice though.
And Dan will probably run away with it. But moving on,
Probably.
we have best animation, which this is the first category we've hit that we actually did a prediction on. So let's go through the category and then we'll go through our predictions. The nominations are Dan, Delicious in Dungeon, Demon Slayer, Training, Hashira Training Arc, or Training, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah, whatever.
Freerin, Kaiju number 8, and Solo Leveling. Now, for me, in mine, I had Demon Slayer, which is on here, Dan, which is on here, Blue Box, which is not, Freerin, which is, Oshinoko, which is not, and Solo Leveling, which is. So, Delicious in Dungeon and Kaiju number 8 were the ones that I missed. And then for you,
I don't
you,
even want to talk about it.
you were way off.
I was
two.
optimistic. I
You
was
were
optimistic.
you were a pretty boy and you had dreams.
Big
One day
dreams.
coming true. Big dreams of the big city. You had Dangers in My Heart, Elusive
God, it was
Samurai,
so
which
beautiful.
fairly should have been on here.
Elusive Samurai should have been. It's gorgeous.
Jobless Reincarnation Season 2,
Also great.
Pluto,
Yes.
Dan, and Freerin.
It was my hopeful.
Yeah.
Because after
I
after the last
agree.
after the last 2 awards that we've followed closely, I got so sick and tired of the same like 5 to 6 anime getting every single nomination for every single stupid fucking category, and I was like, you know what?
You thought it would change.
I was like, they have an extra season. They're expanding just this one Crunchyroll award to include a whole 25% more anime to choose from. they
A
can't
whole
fuck it up
new
this they can't
world.
fuck it up this bad, right? And Crunchyroll is just like tunnel vision.
Hold my
Dan to
beer.
Dan, delicious in dungeon. Like, man, it makes me so sad hearing you name off the ones that I had given as like my nominations or my predictions, because Elusive Samurai, I don't care if this gets me in trouble with any of you. Fight me. It is better animation than Demon Slayer for the Hashira training arc. Let's be very clear. Hashira training arc, better animation.
Like, and everybody's gonna be like, but that last scene, it's
Don't
one
care.
scene.
It's one scene.
It's one
We
fucking
spent
scene.
7 minutes following Michael Jackson going through a smoke machine. Okay. Better than Demon Slayer. Better than Kaiju number 8. Better than solo leveling. Fight me. I don't care. The animation quality for Elusive Samurai is far and beyond better than, honestly, it competes and could beat out the other 3, Dungeon Meshi, Dandadan, and Frieren. It is downright beautiful, and it's beautiful all the way through. Well, I made a comment during our recording, and it does make me sad that they removed the category for best cinematography, because this is where Elusive Samurai would have won, which is why I gave the nod in animation, because I was like, they took away the one category that had a clear runaway victory, so I've got to give it to them in animation, because again, they needed it and deserved it. So whatever, I'll just be sad in my own little corner.
So I don't know what you thought in your predictions would win.
I think I picked Elusive.
But I possibly but what I have here for mine for winning for predictions is Demon Slayer, because we are in the popular awards.
All right, we're gonna have to clip a lot of these bits from us. If Demon Slayer wins, we can have
best animation.
We can have best animation specifically. If Demon Slayer wins best animation, we can have an entire episode of you just shitting on all of my favorite anime.
I don't want to shit on your favorite anime. I'm just being realistic for what the Crunchyroll Awards are.
Because the Crunchyroll Awards will never break my spirit. It'll get me down. The darkness has taken over you. Like, there's no coming back. Like, you are a lost cause. The Crunchyroll Awards won't get to me, but I need to feel pain. I need to feel down, because if I see Demon Slayer win one more time, I might actually have a capitulation. Like, I might have an aneurysm.
And I'm here telling you, buddy, there's a good chance it wins. So before you have an aneurysm on stream, we are going to move on to the next one, Best Original Anime. I was way off here. I was
pretty close.
Way off.
I think I was really
close.
You
were pretty close. You were pretty close. No, we were both way off. We both had half of this off. So Best Original Anime, your nominations are Buchi Gyuri, which Girls Band Cry, Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night, Metallic Rouge, Ninja Kamui, and Train to the End of the World. Why the fuck did Buchi Gyuri get nominated? I have no clue. Should not have been. It was awful. Downright just terrible.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. My nominations, Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night, which I also think wins this category.
Same
which
here.
I'm voted. Honestly, I don't know if I want to vote against it, but we'll see. Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night, Train to the End of the World, so I got those 2.
Yay.
Girls Band Cry, got that, and then I did get Metallic Rouge. Yes. The 2 that I'm missing, which are replaced by Buchi Gyuri and Ninja Kamui, are Mayanaka Punch, which I thought was fine, but like it actually stuck. It stuck an ending, which I was very happy with.
Mm-hmm.
And then Negative Positive Angler, which holy shit, did that deserve so much better? That deserved this category. Like, it deserved to run away with this category. This like, in all honest opinion, like I have not watched Girls Band Cry, which is what I'm debating. Should I just vote for it? Because like I've heard nothing but amazing things. I'm still gonna vote Jellyfish because it's my favorite on this list. But like, Negative Positive Angler deserved better. That show was phenomenal, and it's nowhere to be seen.
He can be saved. Yeah. There is light in his heart.
No,
I feel like mine was close. Was I not?
You were the same. You were missing 2. So you had Jellyfish, you had Train, you had Metallic Rouge, and you had Girls Band. Oh, actually, no, you were close.
5.
You had 5.
Yeah.
You had Girls Band Cry, and then you had Ninja Kamui.
Yeah, I did pick Ninja Kamui. Give it to me, you
Your
fuck.
your sixth pick though is stupid. Actually, no, never mind. Sorry, I'm thinking best new series, not best original. Your sixth pick was Fooly Cooly Shoegaze. I was thinking it was best new series, and I was like, Fooly Cooly's not new,
Your
you dummy.
your your sixth pick is stupid. Wait, hang on. I misread.
Yeah, I misread the category.
Yeah.
Fooly Cooly Shoegaze, which honestly, I'd fucking put that over Bucci Giddy. Bucci Giddy was awful.
Yeah,
It was
it was a good
so bad.
original. It's just a good,
It
good
was.
like for in the same vein of like the original Fooly Cooly, I attribute is more closely to Shoegaze and God, I can't remember the other one that came out around the same time. But like
I yeah,
those two are more in line with like the chaotic nature of the original Fooly Cooly versus progressive and alternative, which are like more tame, I would say. Still
fair
weird,
enough.
still avant-garde, but that's why I gave it to Shoegaze. But
Yeah, you and I both picked Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night to win
it's
this one.
it has to win, man. Like that was such a great story. And
I
the
really
ending was fantastic too.
I honestly don't know who wins this. I really don't. I
I
can't even like begin to tell you who's gonna
I
win.
mean there's 3
I
that
don't
don't deserve it.
I don't think Bucci Giri wins because it's fucking awful. I don't think Girls Band Cry will win just for the fact that people hate 3D animation that much.
Oh,
And
I
then
I disagree. I think Girls Band Cry won't win because it got such a late release in the US cuz we were like it wasn't airing, it wasn't simulcast, and then they were like, "Oh, you want it? Buy it from this streaming site."
yeah,
And we're like, "No." And then
from Amazon.
they're like, "Fine, fine, we'll release it in a couple of months." And it's just like at that point you're like into the halfway through the next season into
Yeah.
the following season. You're like, "No, my lineup is no, I'm good. I'll come
And
back to it
then
eventually."
the people who watch Ninja Kamui really love Ninja Kamui. Metallic Rouge, like I still need to watch it, but yeah, Metallic Rouge just fucking flubbed the ending. It was just
First 5
awful.
episodes great. The last 7 were
I wouldn't even
pretty
give it the first 5. I'd probably give it the first 3.
oh.
And then it just went off the rails. And then
Oh.
Train to the End of the World started wonderfully, middle was great, it was fine, and then it just like it started just
I
it just kind of like ended in a whimper, and I'm like, God, you had it.
yeah.
You had everything in your hands,
Well,
and you blew it.
it's hard. You wouldn't think making something as chaotic as Train to the End of the World could result in such a mediocre ending, but somehow it did. I
It
still had a
really
fun ride.
honestly just I did too, but it
Yeah.
showed its hand too early, and then they're like, "Well, it's a mystery." It's like, no, you showed what
Yeah.
we know what's going on. We just have to get there now, and you got there, and you're like, "Ooh, look at this mystery." It's like, no, we knew this by episode 3. We knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's just like, God damn it, you fucked it up. Anyways, this one is a toss up. I really don't know what's gonna win here.
Jellyfish.
So I hope so. Best new series we have, and here we go
Now you
again.
can't yell at me.
Here you go, Sora, Donald, and Goofy, Dan to Dan, Delicious and Dungeon, Free Run, Kaiju number 8, Solo Leveling, and Apothecary
Does this
Diaries.
sound familiar, folks?
I sure hope so. Yeah, we had best new series. Okay, sorry. For best new series, I think I nailed this fully, and I think you were one off.
Okay.
We both had free run. I nailed every single one of these. I got this right.
Good job. Proud of
You
you.
had free run,
Suck
Dan to
your own
Dan,
dick.
Delicious and Dungeon, Apothecary Diaries, Kaiju number 8, and then you had Elusive Samurai in there instead of
Versus
Solo Leveling.
see, and again, like Soul Leveling, I understand it deserves it. I feel like to a degree there is recency bias. I didn't feel like Soul Leveling the first season was anything stellar. I thought it was good,
Oh, I
but
100% agree.
I think people like the anticipation for what was to come was the biggest piece to it, right? Because you're like, oh my God, we're just getting started here. Versus Elusive Samurai had full closure. You had from start to finish just an impeccable story with a great cast of characters and a superb conclusion to the first season. With like the understanding that there is more to come, but you feel satisfied at the end of the first season. I didn't feel satisfied at the end of the season 1 of Soul Leveling. But again, I understand
Yeah.
why I gets the nod. I get it. I just again, I had such high hopes for Elusive Samurai, and it got one nomination. It was for ending sequence. It's just so frustrating.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. For this, I did have Dan to Dan winning this category. Honestly, it's a toss up between. No, I think that it runs away with this one.
I believe I put Delicious in Dungeon. I want to say
I'm not sure,
I
but yeah,
this was a toss up. I think I going through like the mental gymnastics of being like, should I be fair and give it like the appropriate nods, or should I just give it all? I didn't want to vote Freerin across the board. I think I did give it to Delicious in Dungeon because I had more fun with Delicious in Dungeon from start to finish than I did Dan to Dan. Dan to Dan was a
yeah.
blast. It was hilarious, but like
Oh yeah.
just pure joy from watching Dungeon Meshi.
No, 100%. And I think I gave Dungeon Meshi my anime of the year this past year. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, no, I agree. But I do think Dan to Dan takes the cake on this one.
Yep.
So finally, not we're getting into one where it's not the same things over and over and over again for the most part. We have best continuing series, and that's why. We also did vote on this, so we will give our nominations here too. But the nominations for the Crunchyroll Awards is Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, The Conflict, Demon Slayer, Hashira Training Arc, Go Fuck Yourself, My Hero Academia Season 7, One Piece, Oshinoko Season 2, and Spy Family Season 2. Um, for myself, I had One Piece correct. I had My Hero Academia correct. I had Demon Slayer correct. I had those three. The other three that I got wrong were Slime Season 3, which I still believe deserves a nod here.
Eh.
Dangers in My Heart Season 2. It was a long shot, but, got to throw it out there.
Yep.
And then I'm honestly shocked that it's not on here. Attack on Titan, the final season, the final chapter, part 2. I thought
Shocked
that would be here
shocked from the standpoint that it was eligible, it
and
was the
didn't get it.
final, and it didn't get it. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked personally because I thought it was due
Oh, I
and
agree.
didn't deserve it. Yeah, I think we're in alignment there. But I can definitely understand the sentiment because I too was a bit aghast by the fact that it was not in this category. But again, it pleased my heart. It
Yes.
warmed me on the
Y
inside.
You, on the other hand,
Wild.
were wildly off, minus
Wild.
you were half off. You were half off.
Okay, same as you.
Y
You could suck it.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So you had Bleach, you had Oshinoko, and you had My Hero.
Look at that. Look at me. Look at me go.
You also threw in there Jobless Reincarnation Season 2.
I
You also had Konosuba Season 3, and honestly, ReZero Season 3 should have been in there, but no. I don't know what you gave the winner of this one. Unfortunately, I said One Piece, and I'm sticking to it, despite
I
the fact that I know Demon Slayer will probably win.
I believe I gave it to Bleach again because I feel like from the start of the Thousand Year Blood War, it kept getting like small nods here and there in the awards, but wasn't winning anything. This is the one where I feel like, okay, it's getting back to its roots of like just pure action. Right? We already went over that it's just the old Bleach shonen style now, episode to episode.
Yep.
It's got the nostalgia factor. It's got high level of intensity. It's got a great progression in its story, leaving you kind of eager for more each episode. I will say though, personally, because that's my personal pick. I do believe though, the nod will go to My Hero for season 7. And I think we both
It
agreed
was
with
the
it.
best. I think it is the best season that has come out for My Hero since season 4 or 3 or whatever it
When
was.
when we did our predictions, I believe we both were in agreement that this was like the season that fans had been begging for since it dropped, of like finally getting to the point where we have all the heroes, we know their powers, and we finally get to see them in action, like using their powers, using all these unique quirks
Yep.
in the world. We get to see it in full force, right? That was season 7, and I think, for that piece alone could drive the fan votes up. Only downside
Yeah.
is it's such a polarizing show from the standpoint of like fans either There's the diehard fans that are the crazed fanatics, and there's the people that hate the show because of the crazed fanatics, and they're like, this is still stupid. It's dog water. Blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
this
No,
is a hard
I
one.
agree. I think, I mean, I still voted One Piece. I believe One Piece won last year as
It did
well.
win last year. Yep.
I do think One Piece wins again, but I could see My Hero winning, and I can also see Demon Slayer winning because it's fucking Demon Slayer.
Yeah. I can definitely see One Piece winning again, because I think was this year when we got Gear 5, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah. So there you go.
Or 2 years. No, I don't remember actually.
I can't remember
That's a
either.
good question.
Time is not a thing for us
Time is a
anymore.
flat circle.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna move on to our second to last category.
The penultimate.
We have Film of the Year. So we have Haikyuu, The Dumpster Battle, Look Back, Mononoke the Movie, The Phantom in the Rain, My Hero Academia, You're Next, Spy Family Code White, and then The Colors Within. I have not seen two of these. I have not seen Mononoke, which I really need to, and I have not seen the My Hero Academia movie. The other four are such a delight. They're so much fun. They're so good. Like this is probably the most difficult category for me to pick. I think at the end of the day, Look Back wins.
Yeah.
But like what sucks is like I probably will vote Spy Family here.
Oh, see,
Cuz
if I vote anything other than Look Back, it's The Colors Within.
yeah, The Colors Within was great, but Spy Family Code White, it's what I want from Spy Family. It is the over the top silly spy adventure. It's not the slice of life version. It is just the spy adventure in just its purest form, and it was so much fun. I want this from the series, and this is non-canonical.
You're not going to get it. That's the thing. You're not going to get it.
I'm not going to get it. I know I'm not. And this is the bees have escaped me. I've escaped the bees. The fucking I loved Code White so much because it was Spy Family at its core. It was the best parts of Spy Family, and I'm forever pissed that this is non-canonical. Like this is where the series needs to be, and it's not.
I'm gonna make a very assertive and objective, basically just characterization of everything, and to say that I feel like you are looking at this winner with rose-tinted glasses to say that this is the Spy Family that you wanted, and you got it, and it's great. But as a film, is it that good? Probably not compared to Colors Within and Look. No.
Yeah.
No.
Dude,
Nope.
it's such a good film. It's so much fun.
But you are looking at it with rose-tinted glasses because, again, you just said the reason why you love it so much is because it's the type of Spy Family that you wanted.
Yeah, it's the best type of Spy Family. It is the series at its best.
But that doesn't make it a good movie just because it gives you what you want.
How is that not a good movie? How is that not good? If you are making a film directed towards an audience and you give them what they want, how is that not a good film?
Let me just draw a comparison, right? What we were just talking about with My Hero Season 7. What if they made Season 7 a movie and we were like, fucking finally, it's like what we wanted. That doesn't mean the movie itself is good, though. It's just what we finally wanted. If that's your immediate reaction, my inherent response is that doesn't make the movie good, though.
I still think the movie was that good.
And that's fine. That's understandable. But when you characterize something as being like, I finally got what I want, and so it's good in my eyes, that doesn't mean much to me when like you have Look Back and The Colors Within that are genuinely fantastic films.
Oh, they are. They're wonderful. But I'm saying in the sense that like we got Spy Family at its best, and the film itself was very good. Everything about it was very good. The animation was very good. The music was good. The storytelling was good, and the adventure that they had was fantastic. Everything about the movie was great. If you have not watched it and you did enjoy the very beginnings of Spy Family, go watch the movie. It is fantastic.
What's funny is that because
I honestly thought you were going to give this to Mononoke the movie.
No, I could not get my wife to watch it with me, but it is on my personal list. Yeah. No, I understand like it. Spy Family, it got really good reviews. Again, it's not. If I was in your shoes and had the reaction that you did, I would have different feelings about it. I'd almost be like frustrated to know, like, God damn it. And again, there's source material. They're limited. It's understandable from, the anime side why we're not getting what we wanted, but like for something non-canonical, we do, right? I get it. But it's my reaction would be like, this is what we would want. Why aren't we getting it from the manga or from the anime? So I would be like it'd be a
Oh, yeah.
frustratingly happy viewing experience for me. That's
I
not something I want
100%
from
that's
my
what it
movie.
is.
I want something like Look Back that kicks me in the nutsacks and goes, did that make you feel things? Good. It's made by the same guy that drew a Chainsaw Dude.
Yeah. Real quick, I don't think.
Oh, no.
Actually, no. I think Haikyuu the movie, if memory serves me correctly, it is available to watch. Yep, it is available to watch on Crunchyroll. Look Back is available to watch on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Spy Family is available to watch on Crunchyroll as well. The Colors Within is not available. I don't know about My Hero Academia,
And I know
and I
Mononoke is
believe
on
Mononoke
Netflix.
is on Netflix.
Yep. Yeah.
So if you want to go watch a majority of these, it's available for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think the movies for or for My Hero are available on Crunchyroll.
I'm sticking to it. It's going to be a battle between Look Back and Colors Within. I feel like those two.
Oh, it's not going to be a battle. It's going to be Look Back. It'll be 100% Look Back.
Yeah. I think name alone, again, the notoriety of it being a Tatsuki Fujimoto work. It was fantastic, too. It was really well done.
Yep.
My wife and I had such a fun time with The Colors Within. It was a
I did too.
just
It was
a pleasure.
delightful.
It was a
Just
pleasure.
little girl poking at the piano.
What's not a pleasure is us having to go through this final category.
Like
I've been
Zoink
dreading.
Scoop, it's Donald, Mickey, and Goofy again.
No, it's Sora, Donald, and Goofy.
We've got the Anime of the Year awards. Your nominations for Anime of the Year are Dandadan, Delicious in Dungeon, Freerin, Kaiju number 8, Solo Leveling, and Apothecary Diary. Does that sound familiar? To be fair, you and I were very close on this list. We were both one off. So we both had Freerin, we both had Dandadan, we both had Delicious, we both had Solo. We also both had Kaiju, so we had those 5.
Wow, I kept Apothecary off?
Yes, because you put in Pluto. You were very optimistic.
Yeah, because it deserves it. It's fine.
Rightfully so. You were very optimistic. I knew for sure it wasn't going to get the nomination.
Hang on, time out. Don't reveal yours. Did you take the pessimistic darkness in your heart and say Demon Slayer?
No.
Oh, thank Christ.
We talked about this before because we were reviewing it just to make sure we had all of our lists correct. Game Time Decision changed my vote for the last one. I put in Oshinoko Season 2.
You did.
Originally, I had Apothecary Diaries, and I took it out and I put Oshinoko Season 2 in here.
You would have gotten the clean sweep.
Would have gotten a clean sweep here, but I fucked it up at the last moment. I also had, I don't know who you had winning this. I had Dandadan winning this.
I had Freerin.
I'm voting Freerin because out of the 6 shows here, I mean, if we're taking all of Freerin into account, yes, Freerin. If we're only taking the first core or second core, which we're not, we're taking all of it, I would give it to Delicious because that's what we did for our awards. It was second core of Freerin or all of Delicious, in my opinion. And I think all of Delicious is stronger than Freerin Core 2. But taking all of Freerin into consideration, I think it's better than Delicious in Dungeon.
Pause.
What's up?
Is all of Freerin not eligible?
No, all of Freerin is because it's fall 2023.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So why are you splitting it up between Core 1 and Core 2?
Because in our anime awards last year for 2024...
Oh, we're not talking about our anime awards. We already distinguished that. We did our predictions for the actual Crunchyroll. No one gives a hoot about the Baka awards.
Which you can go watch on YouTube right now.
But go watch on YouTube.
Unless... But yeah, no, in my prediction, I have Dandadan winning.
I had Freerin. I just...
Yeah.
It's...
I hope Frieren wins, but I have a feeling it won't.
No, I mean, but this one's anime of the year. This is the one time where I look at the category, and yes, we've repeated ourselves senselessly with these same 6 anime basically for a number of other categories. However, I am very comfortable with the anime they've chosen for this category for anime of the year. I think all of them rightly deserve it. I think Kaiju number 8 is probably the weakest in my opinion because I did not think season 1 was all too great, all around. Again, having read it, knew what was going to happen, didn't think it delivered as good as I was hoping. But like Soul Leveling, yes, it was good. It wasn't fantastic, it was good. Apothecary Diaries was fantastic. Dan was fantastic. Dungeon Meshi, fantastic. Frieren, fantastic. They all deserved a nod. This is the one time where I can look at this category and go, I'm at peace. This is fine. They
Yep,
all, in their own
deserve it.
way, yes, they deserve the nomination. I do. I,
I
I,
think Pluto
yes. I mean, Kaiju should have been replaced by Pluto. It, I think that was
or
an
Solo
easy,
Leveling,
easy.
one of the
Yeah,
two,
yeah.
honestly. Because Solo Leveling season 1 was fine. Number 8 season 1 was good.
In
Like one of the two you could replace with Pluto.
Yeah, but with the nominations I have, if I were to rank them like least likely to most likely to win, it would be Kaiju, Solo, Apothecary, Delicious, Dandadan, Frieren. I think Frieren can. I think Frieren will beat out Dandadan. I think. I don't think Delicious and Dungeon has a shot in hell because those top two are just basically duking it out wildly.
Yeah,
And I don't
for
think
all the categories they're in.
Yeah, and I don't think Apothecary Diaries will even sniff the top 3. It'll be it's a far gap between Frieren, Delicious, and Don Don. But I'm
Yeah,
I don't know. I would love to be proven wrong. I'd love to see a surprise. I'd love to see an Apothecary get it. I can see a world in which Solo does get it because of the recency bias. If Kaiju gets it, I will be utterly shocked. But again, not upset. I think it deserves it. It's fine, but it will be shocking.
yeah.
And then the top 3 that I named, any of them very happy with winning.
Flip a D3 and see what you get. But
There you go.
I will say I'm very happy to announce this is the ninth anime award for Crunchyroll. Last year's was Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. We will not have a sequel as a winner this year,
Thank
thankfully.
goodness.
We can't say that next year because we'll probably get a sequel next year, but we'll see. Um, Honestly, there's only been 2 sequels on this list to win anime of the year, ever. So last year's with Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 and the 6th Crunchyroll Awards with Attack on Titan the final season part. Everything else has been a season 1. So you had Yuri on Ice, Made in Abyss, Devilman Crybaby, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, and then we had Attack on Titan. And then in 2023, the 7th Crunchyroll Awards, I forgot that they won. We had Cyberpunk,
Oh yes, that's
which was
right.
which was which was phenomenal.
Fantastic.
Um, so this does give me a little bit of hope that the top 3 nominations that you discussed, like it's just a toss up between them because
And I
if
think
Cyberpunk can win that year, anything anything can win.
and we had, for any of you who had been listening to the podcast week in and week out, first off, thank you so much. We appreciate you listening to our ramblings. But I mean, it does go to show throughout the end of 2023 and throughout, all of 2024, we were constantly shouting from the rooftops like this is one of the best years for anime, like for new anime. Like we were getting heavy hitter after heavy hitter after heavy hitter. It was just nonstop. Like, here's another AAA series. Here's another one for you. Still not done yet? How about a third? Like it this right here that we're showing on the screen for anime of the year goes to show you just how amazing 2024 was. And obviously the little bit of 2023 as well. But like this is fantastic. I do agree though that for the following Crunchyroll Awards or our 2026 Crunchyroll Awards, we're going to get a lot of repeat offenders. By that I mean a lot of the continuing series up there
Solo
because
Leveling, Dan to Dan, Kaiju number 8.
we're going to have Frieren at some point.
That'll be 2027.
Oh, it will be. It's gonna miss the window, isn't it? I forgot.
Yep. Oh, we'll have Apothecary Diaries, so
Love
we'll have
Apothecary Diaries.
4 of these next year as well.
Yeah, but we're getting like amazing returning shows as well. But we also have a handful of awesome new series too. So, but it is good to your point that that the entirety of this top list is all new series, and it again just puts the stamp of approval on 2024 for being one of the best years of anime in quite some time.
Indeed, indeed. And thank you all for joining us this week. We greatly appreciate it. As Tyler just said, if you've stuck around this far, we really appreciate all of the love and support. If you have any comments as to what we can do better, we are always open for comments as to what we can do better. As long as it's constructive. If it's just like you guys are stupid,
You're
then we'll
boring.
just ignore you. Yeah, then we'll just ignore you. But we do appreciate any and all love and support. Thank you again for joining us this week. We will be back next week with a brand new episode. But if you want more of us, you can find us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, yada, 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 at Baka&Co Podcast, where we are posting shorts weekly, not weekly, daily.
There you go.
Um, yes, sorry. Where we are posting shorts daily, and you can get more of our shenanigans. You may even see clips from this episode on our short form content coming up this week. The spoilers, I've got a few in mind of what I want to clip out.
No,
Um,
really?
yeah, exactly. But until next time, everybody, Spark Triumph. We'll see you then.